with that. All right. So, tomorrow is a study day. I didn't tell you this yet, but I have an AD meeting tomorrow because there's a whole lot going to be going on by the end of the night, probably, with IHSA coming out with stuff. So, with me having an AD meeting, you guys for this class are going to go up to study hall. Mrs. Heckman is expecting you, and tomorrow will be a study day for this quiz. If I see that kids are completely missing the terms that I'm talking about today, which there's not that many different terms, I'm going to admit I'm going to be a mad, annoyed teacher. All right? Disappointed maybe is a better way to put it. But I think that just make sure you use time tomorrow to study for this. All right, so this test is really simple. With me posting this YouTube video, you could just use the YouTube video. Last hour, I diagrammed most of these things. These are simple diagrams. I am the worst drawer there ever was. I'm the worst writer there ever was. My penmanship, whatever the word is bad. So bear with me on that. But understand that this is your actual test. These same diagrams are what you're going to be tested over. And I use arrows just to make simple how traffic is moving, how bad the arrow is. Sorry for those on YouTube. All right, so right here, this line with traffic going this way and this line with traffic going that way. Does anybody know what that line is called? Remember, in your book, which right now none of you guys know, but you can get your PDFs out if you want on your computer. I don't want you just staring at it and just tell me what the answers are. Well, there are going to be times where I want you to go back and look at something. So, if you're driving along the roadway, and on the length of the road is this line. I'm driving, I don't want to fall off the edge line. It's the edge of the road. It is where your car should not travel over, because it's the edge. Just like don't fall off the edge and die off that cliff, we don't want our car going off the side of the road. All right, now on the edge, a lot of times then the next part is the shoulder, and that's why we don't want to go off the edge line, is because the shoulder sometimes is what I call a soft shoulder, meaning that it's grass, it's gravel, it's dirt. Bad things happen when your tires, especially going 55, get off on that, okay? So you want to stay on or off, I guess, the edge line, okay? What color is an edge line? Anybody that hasn't answered yet?
White.
White. How many different colors were talked about in chapter 10? Let's just cover that real quick. You're right, Maggie. 2. White and yellow. Not black and yellow, no. White and yellow all day long is what's on the roadway. So all of you guys make sure you know that the only colors you're choosing from are black and white. Okay? Not black and white. White and yellow. Alright, so edge line and white. So if traffic is moving in the opposite direction, we're going to talk about traffic moving in the opposite direction and traffic moving in the same direction. If you have traffic moving in the opposite direction, what is that line in the middle of that traffic moving in the opposite direction? There's a name for it. You guys are all looking at your book. You remember that stuff? Okay. Addie?
Broken yellow line.
Well, okay. But see, it is a yellow line and it is broken, but there's a name, Ashley.
Yellow center line.
Center line. So you don't have to say yellow at that point. You have to say center line. That is correct. And it is yellow. Center lines are always going to be yellow, but it is a center line. Why? Because traffic is moving in the opposite direction, and that is the center of the roadway, splitting the two lanes of traffic moving in the opposite direction. So that's the other thing I want you to know. Every time there is an area to drive in, that is a lane. So on this roadway, with traffic moving this direction and traffic moving that direction, if I ask you what type of roadway this is, you're always counting lanes of traffic and ways of traffic. So what would this roadway be called?
2 lanes, 2 ways.
That's exactly it, Lauren. Again, this class is common sense. Don't overthink any test. It's a 2-lane, 2-way roadway, Mr. Zeller. That's what you would write. That's all I need to know. And then you need to know that, I already said it, again, color of these 2 lines are, and they're both called edge lines because of how traffic is. And then this line is called a center line. And it is what color? Yellow. Awesome. Okay. Now we just change it up a little bit. And we go here. So now if we go there, what color is this line?
White.
What color is this line?
White.
Why is it white? Because you're going the same direction. Anytime traffic is moving in the same direction, those lines are going to be white. Okay? And then what color is this line? Yellow, because it's the edge of the road and you don't see anything over here. Now, and then what type of roadway?
1 way, 2 lane.
Exactly, Connor. One way, 1, 2, 2 lanes. All you got to do is count that up and know that situation. So what if we just go like this? So now we got line, 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 line. Traffic moving this way, traffic moving that way. So let's just first start with the roadway. Somebody who's not yet talking a little bit, Ashley, what type of roadway would this be?
1 way, 2 lane.
This whole thing?
Oh.
Sorry.
2 way, 4 lane.
2 way, 4 lane. Pretty simple. If you can count the lanes, I'm just wanting you to understand that you need to know lanes of traffic, ways of traffic, lines that maybe separate how those things are going. That's all this quiz is about. So, if we go through, what color is this line?
1 way.
Awesome. What color is this line?
1 way.
Awesome. What color is this line?
Yellow.
Why?
Because it's in the middle of the two roads.
Which is yellow is separating
The lanes.
the traffic moving in opposite direction. Traffic moving in 2 ways. I like to say opposite direction, but that's why that's yellow, because traffic is moving out of direction. Okay? It could be that it's an interstate, and this area is like a big old grass area with medians on the side, but we're just putting it simple and just putting 2 lines there. So, you called it a center line. Now here's the other thing. What color?
White.
Yellow? It is yellow because but it's a tough one because you're like, what's the edge of the road, Mr. Zell? I thought you said edge lines are white. Edge lines can be yellow or white. It talks about it in your book, depending on where it's at. So in that one, again, just look at what is on each side of these lines, and if you see traffic moving out of directions, you know it's yellow. All right, even though it still could be a center line, or for this guy, it's the edge line. Could be too. All right, could really be either one. So and it mentions that in your book. As long as you put one or the other, I'm going to be okay with it. Again, it goes back to you prove why you put what you put, just like Maggie, Lauren, and Ashley did on that last quiz I got. And sometimes, if it's different from what I put, and it still makes sense to me, I'm going to give you credit. It's all about our brain working and thinking through what you're going to do on the roadway. All right, any questions on that? All right. So, if we got this, man, these markers are awful. If we got this, what's this color?
White.
Good. What's these colors?
Yellow.
Yellow. Both of them are yellow. What can this side do or not do? Maggie?
That side can't pass.
That side can't pass. Because why?
This side.
Because it's a solid yellow line. Never can we pass on a yellow solid line. Alright? Wow. And then what does this line mean? Jasmine or Addie or Ashley or anybody else that hasn't answered? Passing line. Alright? And then also it's a no passing line and it's a pass line, but also both those lines could be what? Are what? They're yellow and what? Center line. Why is it a center line, Connor?
Because it's in between both opposite ways of traffic.
Opposite ways of traffic. If you guys are getting this, it's going to be a really easy test. Alrighty, let me see. So you don't see those dotted lines, even though I couldn't go very well through them. The color of this line here, or lines, yellow, and what is the situation?
Both sides.
Both sides can't pass. Very good. If you have a solid yellow line on both sides, neither side can pass. Maybe it's around a curve, up a hill, down a hill, and sometimes uphill, down a hill. It might be like the one before that, where you do have a dotted line for one side, and the other side can't pass because they're going up the hill, and the other side is going down the hill. All those are possible situations. In your book, Maggie's on the exact page, there you're going to find a diagram of a two-way left turn lane. Scroll through your book or through your PDF on your computer till you find that diagram. And then just hold it so I know you're all there. You got it, Ashley? Awesome. Yep. Okay, so on your test, you're going to have that exact diagram. I'm showing it to you right there. That exact diagram was taken out of that book and put on this sheet of paper. So that is an important thing to know. A two-way left turn lane is used in Metamora, it's used in Eureka, it's used in Peoria, Bloomington, lots of places that have lots of businesses, restaurants, banks, IGA, grocery, whatever it is going to maybe possibly have a two-way left turn lane. What does a two-way left turn lane do for you? Lauren? Sorry.
Does it wait for traffic to pass without holding up traffic so you can turn?
That's exactly it. It's all about allowing traffic to flow. If I'm wanting to turn left in Metamora and it did not have a two-way left turn lane, and I was wanting to go to the IGA, and there was 20 cars, it's right at 5 o'clock rush hour in Metamora, what am I doing as I'm having my blinker on? What am I having to do if I don't have a two-way left turn lane? Wait. And what's happening as all those 20 cars are going by me, behind me? People are coming up behind me and having to stop, right? That is not what people want in towns where they want traffic to flow. That is the main reason why they have a two-way left turn lane. So on your quiz on Friday, and you see that diagram, you need to tell me that it's a two-way left turn lane. I need that word, that labeling of that diagram, because it spells it out right there on the PDF. And then I need you to tell me the situation. And what you guys have already just said would work. It is an area where traffic, like Lauren just said, where you were able to turn left, waiting for oncoming traffic, as traffic is able to keep flowing in the same direction that I'm going. Maybe that was too much. I don't care. It doesn't have to be that much. Just give me an explanation that you know what a two-way left turn lane is. Does everybody understand what I'm looking for? Just a sentence, maybe two sentences. All right? Okay. Again, how many different terms so far have we used? Don't worry about that. I'll get it. How many terms? Think about it. How many? So let's just go through them. What have we been saying over and over again? Center line. That's a word we've been using. Edge line. That's a word we've been using.
No passing zone.
No passing line. No passing lane. Whatever. How about yellow? How about white? Those words we've been using. Not black, not orange, not blue. So don't write those on the test tomorrow. So for colors, we got yellow and white. And then for terms, we got that. And then we got lane lines too. That wasn't talked about yet. No one really, well, it was, but you guys didn't really mention that when you just said. So lane line, center line, edge line. Those terms are going to be used the whole time for this test. So when you write it once or write it twice, don't in your mind think, well, it can't possibly be the answer again. If that is what you are seeing based on traffic moving in the same direction or opposite direction, and how many lanes there is and all that, that's all you got to do. Don't overthink this quiz tomorrow. All right, so in your book or on your PDF, after that, if you scroll a little more, not too much, go back. It talks about white stop lines, it talks about white crosswalk lines, and this kind of other markings. So there are some answers on the second page that are going to possibly be dealing with some more of that. So we still are just sticking with the white and yellow for our colors, but now there might be a few more things. So again, what color is a stop line? White. All right, is the stop line before or after the crosswalk line? Before. What color is a crosswalk line? White. Make sure you know that. When you look at the diagram, you'll see the stop line, I believe, and you'll also see the crosswalk lines. You need to know what they are based on writing out crosswalk line, writing out stop line, and then the color. You will also possibly see this. I'm going to do a terrible job drawing it. You stupid thing. Sorry, I'll pick that up. See if this one works any better. I didn't mean to call that stupid, okay? I was stupid for using it. Alright, hey, that looks a little better. Probably won't last very long, but that's alright. I'm not making this big enough, that's alright. Make that a little bit bigger. Oh man. Laugh at me all you want, I know they're bad. Alright, woo! That was really bad, but, so if I'm driving, we're gonna even go, so we got a car here, and we got a car even back here, and we got a car here. So, and we're thinking that this right here is like a stoplight area. We're coming up. When you come up to a stoplight, first of all, what do you see sometimes on the pavement? I should have made them all kind of blocky, but I didn't. That's awful. That's shaded in. First of all, what color are those? White. And where are they actually painted?
They're by where you're supposed to stop.
Right. So where is that on? What is it painted on? The roadway. Exactly what I was going to say. You will see arrows in white painted on the road. Not always, because paint. So it depends on how much they've repainted those spots. But on a brand new roadway that just got repaved, you would see bright arrows at different intersections. And then you might even have this line here with that sweet arrow that's turning. I know that's an awful drawing, but we're at least getting the understanding that that's kind of a turn here. I should have had it more that way. So if I'm driving here and I need to turn, what am I getting into?
The left lane.
Which is so what is this lane?
Turn lane.
Thank you. So don't overthink it. If you see this line and there's like an arrow or a letter, because on the second page it's all about you are going to have letters, and you are going to tell me what the color of that letter is, or what that letter is representing, and also the name of what that letter is representing. So what color are arrows? White. And what would you, and I just said it, but if I said it's white, and then you would tell me that that's a
Turn lane.
okay, this is the turn lane, but if I just had an A towards that, or a B towards that, what would B and A be called?
Arrows.
Thank you. Don't overthink it. On the test, people are like, it's an arrow. Yeah, it is an arrow. Just write arrow. All right? Don't overthink it. If that's what it is, that's what it is. All right? And then like I just said, this line here, and Addie already mentioned, is a turn lane line. And it is what color? White. White. So if you know what stop lines are and what color they are, if you know what crosswalks are and what color they are, if you know that there's arrows on the roadway and what color they are, arrows could be yellow in parking lots. Drew brought that up last hour. Could be in the yellow arrow that I'm drawing a blank on. It could be somewhere. But at intersections like this, it's always going to be white. Okay, and that's what I'm looking for on this test. So let's just go over one more time. So I want everyone to do really well in this test because I was annoyed, not maybe in this class, but that there wasn't some studying going on for that simple quiz we had yesterday. Two colors to choose from. They are yellow and white. Let's just go through some of the terms that you're going to use. Different kinds of lines. Give me one. Edge line, another one. Center line, another one. Separate traffic moving in the same direction. What separates traffic moving in the same direction? Get out of my lane. This is my lane. Lane lines are going to interstate. Those are two lanes moving the same direction. All right. So you got those three: lane line, edge line, and center line. And then we had stop line, crosswalk line, and arrows. That's all you need to know. And you just need to put it together. I think it should be a simple quiz tomorrow, not tomorrow, Friday. So what do you have to do tomorrow? You have to find a way to stay busy on driver's ed things. You can overread, you can reread chapter 10, you can just look through what we just talked about. Maddie Kerfit took great notes. If you want to actually see all these sweet diagrams that are probably drawn way better than what I draw. But however you want to study for that test, so I don't even care if Mrs. Heckman allows you a quiz together, you can just do a quick review tomorrow. However you go about it is up to you, but you better be ready on Friday for this quiz. Any questions? Thank you for staying awake, actually, you were about ready to fall asleep, I know.
It's terrible. I'm so.
It's hot here too, that's one thing that makes it hard.
I know,